everybody. It's me, Jake, from Jake and Off. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. This week, I am joined by my friend and very funny comedian. It's Aaron Branch, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Let him hear it. So excited to have Aaron on the podcast. You can follow him on Instagram at Aaron Branch World. Look up Aaron Branch on any of your social media sites, and you'll find him. He's all over the place. Super happy to have him. We had a great, fun time, as always. You can follow this podcast at jakeand.off.podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And you can send anything at all to jakeand.off.podcast@gmail.com. I'll look at it. I'll look at anything you send me at least once. So do with that what you will. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And without further ado, enjoy the episode. Have a good listen to the episode. That's so sick.
Like when people are like, "What do you got going on this weekend?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing the Fountain City Comedy Festival." And I was like, "Oh, I've heard of that."
That's awesome.
And
dude.
A lot of other comedians just happened to kind of, bring it up. So
that's
made me
fucking
really
tight, dude.
I'm really proud of what's happening.
That makes me really proud.
And I saw the full vision. I was like, this is going to be something that can last for a very long time.
Absolutely,
and it's needed
dude.
Also in the city.
I think so bad because there was a comedy festival that happened here like a while back, but it was really small. And like
it was a local festival.
It was local, and it was the guys who ran it. Like they did their best. Like they did as much as they could.
Yeah.
But it was just at a time where there was like no, because I mean you know how it is. Like here, I feel like in Kansas City, and it's probably this way some other places, but like for a long time we had Stanford and Sons. And then outside of that, there was really like no. So like all the stand-up shows and indie shit that we have now is like shit that people had to create and stuff themselves.
It's a really fun scene right now.
Yeah, it's very grassroots.
And the people are all great. Everyone's super. I think a lot of awesome comedians are going to come out of this generation of comedy.
I think so too. And we already have guys like yourself, of course, but like also dudes who like Joe Nunnick, dude,
man,
is doing so well out in New York.
Great guy.
His sketches are so funny.
Sketches are hilarious. Yeah. Great writer. I am not surprised. It's really interesting to me. But the thing I love about this scene, it's guys like Joe, it's guys like yourself, guys like Steven, that are kind of like leaders. Yeah. And are so kind and are so quick to offer advice. And that supportive nature, which was not really fully in existence when I first started. It was there.
It was a little bit, I would say
kind of gritty.
Because one of the first places I met you at was a room called the Bulldog. It was a place. It happened. There was like maybe 2 shows there.
Was that downtown?
It was downtown. It was where I believe it was where like fucking Uptown is. Like where Uptown is now.
Wow.
It used to be a place called the Bulldog.
That's insane.
If I'm not mistaken. And Patrick Moore. Used to host a show there.
Oh, I do know the place you're talking about.
Yes.
It wasn't at the Uptown. It was across the street. It was like a street over from there in one of those sides. I know exactly the room you're talking about.
And we did a show there. And that was the first place that I ever met you. I had been doing comedy for like maybe like a few months at that point. Because you started when you were like 15.
I started when I was 15,
You're like, mom had to take you to stuff.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Because a lot of like the older guys, this is going to sound so... My mom DM'd Thai Fu Panda the other day, and then Thai Fu responded with his phone number. And I don't know how I fully feel about that. I'm sure it's friendly also, but that's how close my mom is to the comedy scene. Yeah. I'm like, Mom, don't DM Thai Fu Panda.
Chocolate Chesney, dude.
Ridiculous. And I love Thai food like a brother. I was like, don't DM my fucking mom. Don't DM my mom. That's a boundary. And my mom's the one that initiated it. That's the part that's complicated.
He just sent her his phone number.
I'm like, this is not okay. They were both in Minnesota for the Chiefs takeover this past week.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
So I can't even be there to supervise.
You gotta chaperone
It's
your mom.
ridiculous.
Chaperoning, the idea of you chaperoning your mom and Taifu Panda on a
So
date.
strange, man. I don't want it to happen. It's not gonna happen. I love you, Taifu, but stay away from my mom. Stay far away. But yeah, my mom got to know like a lot of the older comedians,
I'm sure,
and some of the guys that are still around. Like she knows Joe, she knows Patrick, Grasshopper, Brad Ellis,
right.
freaking Rod Reyes. Like, yeah, she was just kind of like a part of the
That's
of the
so
culture.
funny. Yeah,
it's
it's so
hilarious.
interesting to think about. She met the Glazers and stuff.
Oh,
too.
she knew them a little bit too well. Just
Dude,
that whole situation.
I
man.
run into people, or like people will like bring it up to me if they find out I do comedy and they're from this area.
Yeah.
They'll be like, the Glazers.
No,
They'll be
yeah.
like, I went to high school with them.
I'm like, damn, I'm wow.
They're like,
how old are you?
He's like, they're just the same. They were the exact same the whole time.
I feel like they were parties.
Yeah.
They went to like Shawnee Mission East.
Yeah, dude. They went to Shawnee
Yeah.
Mission East. There's like one time, if you've ever gone on like Craigslist rants and raves.
Yeah.
One time I went on Craigslist rants and raves, and there was this dude on there who he went to high school with Jeff, but he had written this rant and rave about like the Shawnee Mission East class of whatever, like 1961 or something. Like the chicks or whatever, like are all dressed like they're all dressed like shit. And he mentioned the Glazers or something in it, but he was like, "Oh, these women are dressed like young ladies, but they're all old." He's just like this angry dude on Craigslist. This angry like 70-year-old man was like railing about the Shawnee Mission East like class of 61 or whatever.
That generation.
And he mentioned him in there. It was sick.
It's like, okay, shout out. All right, it's the shout out.
It was like, all these old women are dressing too sexy for their age. Just on. Have you ever been on there, dude?
I've never been
People
on
can
there.
put anything on there, dude. It's just like a community. It's like
a community forum board.
Yeah,
on
dude.
Craigslist.
Yeah, they have one for like every.
Is this like a newer feature?
No, dude. It's fucking, and it's all the craziest people, dude, that are like going on there.
Insane.
And people are like, you've heard of misconnections on Craigslist, of course, where people go on there and are like, I saw you at the grocery store.
I know about misconnections.
Smelled beautifully. Rants and raves, dude. It's pretty tight.
I didn't know that was a feature of Craigslist.
It's gotten a lot worse in the last, it's unreadable now. Ever since, 2016. Ever since, 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Things have gotten tough on rants and raves. It's a little, incoherent, a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff. But it used to be like that. Like, people would go on there and be like, this fucking guy at Quick Trip pissed me off.
And then people were just suddenly was like, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Speak your truth, man.
Yeah, sometimes people would comment on it and be like, I know that Quick Trip.
I know his address.
Yeah, I know that guy.
It's so weird to me that Craigslist has it has actually stood the test of time.
Dude, yeah, very popular website. It's
Really, really popular.
really
though.
necessary website too. People do a lot of business on there and find people to hire.
Which is insane
And
to
they
me.
find their places to live.
Some TV shows use Craigslist to hire
Nathan For You,
Nathan
or
For You was
the
definitely
new
one
show
of
that
them
he did.
also.
Yeah,
And also the time before, I think that's how he found a few of the people that were stars on there. Also, the Carbonaro effect.
yeah. I don't know what that is.
You don't know the Carbonaro effect?
No.
Bro, it's a magic show on True TV.
What is it about?
It's just him doing
it's
magic.
it's magic.
It's him doing magic.
I thought you were using magic as an adjective.
No,
like the
it's
show is
no.
magic.
The show's not. The show is literally magic, and it's essentially random people will pick up a day job. So people that are just looking for a job, short term, they post it on Craigslist like it's a job, and then people go to do the job, and then this guy, he's usually in disguise.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just him.
Yeah.
And he performs magic in front of them in a situation in which they most of the time think they're going crazy.
Yeah, they don't. They're not expecting it.
They're not expecting it because they think they're there for a one-off job to make some quick
I
cash.
gotta feed my family, and instead this guy just did a magic trick
all of a
to
sudden, there's a
me.
rabbit coming out of this box that I was supposed to pack. I honestly go to sleep to the Carbonaro effect because it's not quite as dark as David Blaine or Chris Angel.
Yeah,
it's
they're silly. They're messing with people.
They're messing with people, and it kind of has more of the tone of Impractical Jokesters.
Yeah,
and it has a little just a little bow wrapped on top of it also. But yes, they post all of those things to Craigslist. People
Yeah.
still answer it.
Yeah.
And then they go do those one-off jobs, and then magic happens.
Dude, do they pay the people?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Probably the
thank
day, I would imagine the day wage that they were offered in the original
Yeah,
Craigslist
dude.
ad.
Oh, that's great then. I love that. Have you ever seen, there's this dude on Instagram who will go to like places where like migrant workers and stuff are like waiting for jobs, and he'll be like, hey, do you guys want to go to Disneyland today? And then he'll just take them to Disneyland, and they'll have a fucking blast, dude. Like, it'll just be like these dudes like riding roller coasters.
I love that
And he
shit.
buys them all mouse hats and stuff, and then he pays them at the end, of
Oh,
course,
that
too.
shit's actually dope.
So
as hell.
dude, it's fucking the sickest shit that you can watch. Cause, dude, I feel like oftentimes if I sit down and look at Instagram too much,
Yeah.
first it'll be like basketball drills that Instagram wants me to do to get my jump shot up and
For
stuff.
sure, for sure.
But
That's your algorithm, and I respect it, King.
It'll be like, dude, it always tries to put like in my For You or like suggested, it'll be like a lady with a giant ass, and I'm like, where are the basketball videos?
Where's the basketball videos? Like, all right, dude, we thought this was your thing, but no.
I need some pickleball drills.
No, I'm just a pick. Do you play pickleball?
A little bit, yeah. I play with my dad. I played before. I love
That's
it.
awesome, man.
It's fun, dude.
It's a fun.
Yeah,
it's a
good
it's a
game.
fun thing. I do for a while, and by for a while, I literally mean 3 days. I was I was trying to get pool tricks on Instagram.
Oh,
So it's interesting that you were
dude,
looking for
yeah.
basketball tricks. I was looking for like ways to be able to hit.
Yeah, or
balls
like
better.
trick shots with ping pong balls, dude. Bing, bing,
I've
bing,
seen
bing.
those.
Those are crazy.
I've seen those.
People go wild.
People
for
go
that shit.
wild. Have you seen like the soccer ball ping pong ones?
No.
Where it's like a big. I actually just for the first time saw like the huge board that they use to play them over on.
Oh,
Venice
you're talking
Beach.
about the sport, dude, where they kick the ball.
Bro, it's
fucking
real.
crazy.
I really want to learn, but they just have like a free one over
Yeah.
at Venice, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to try this.
Yeah, dude, it looks like fun.
Yes, it does.
Ah.
It sure does. That's why I'm trying to get in shape. I want to do that shit,
Yeah,
man.
I gotta like do
Dude,
some
you look
sit-ups.
fucking great.
I've
man.
lost some weight.
You
I
look-
have.
you
I've
look
lost
great,
some weight.
dude.
Yeah, I'm looking a little thinner.
No,
the hair's
dude.
growing out. You know.
It looks good.
Yeah.
You look
dude.
great, man.
Yeah, I'm
Honestly,
feeling good.
you got dad bod vibes.
I do.
And I watched this show on HBO Max. It's not called that anymore. It's called
Yeah.
Max. Have you seen this
Yeah.
one where it's like
Uh-uh.
they're all naked?
No.
It's like love, attraction, love, dating.
The
Dude.
opposite of Love Is Blind.
It's so well. Basically, it kind of is the same
Yeah.
thing, but it's each episode is a new contestant, and essentially these people line up in a row, and then they're each behind these panels that slowly float up throughout each round, and it starts with their genitals. And they're completely naked, and the show doesn't blur out anything.
Whoa! So you're seeing dick and puss,
Dude, I have seen a
Wow.
plethora of penises
Wow!
and vaginas that I've never seen this much
like all in a room.
all in a room, and I've just learned that everyone just looks different.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is it's a very body positive show, but
Yeah.
as they continue to raise up the thing,
Mhm.
they pick and choose who they want to leave and who
Yeah,
they
get outta
want to
here.
stay. But
Yeah.
everyone's still super nice and really positive.
Yeah.
I forgot the reason why I brought this up. in
Dad
the
bod.
first
You were
place.
talking about how hot
So,
I am, dude.
in
Yeah, I did
between-
not forget.
In between kind of the show, they give facts on
about the person.
well, no, just statistically what us as a population
Oh.
look for in a partner. And I
Oh.
believe I'm gonna butcher this number. This is not the
Yeah.
correct statistic, but it was this
Yeah.
high. I think it was 85% of women are looking for a dad bod. Everyone
Yeah,
thinks it's
dude.
all muscular and freaking ripped. No, man.
That shit's scary.
That's not the vibe, dude.
It's frightening.
It's
when people
frightening.
Are jacked.
It's
so
frightening.
scary,
It's
dude.
really scary.
It's really
It's
fucked
really,
up.
and
It's
also
like,
the more you work out, your freaking hormones go up,
yeah,
and you want to
dude.
fight
And you
more.
turn red. It seems. It seems like every
Yes.
guy I know that's super jacked is also kind of red.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
I haven't, but I'm gonna start looking out
They're
for it.
red, dude.
That's
Look
hilarious.
it up.
This is red.
I don't know why.
They just turn red. I don't know
They
what
just
it
turn
is.
more
We
red.
gotta
I
look
think
into this.
Because they're so plump, dude.
They're so freaking
Their
plump.
juices, their blood is pumping too
That-
much, dude.
You gotta watch this show though.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I look at some.
It's
dick,
it's
dude.
fun.
I'll look at some dong. I'll
You'll
look at
watch
some
it
pussy.
once and you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't binge watch it. If you
Yeah.
binge watch it, you might have a problem.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
4 seasons though, so you
Oh,
got a
that's
lot
a
to
lot.
choose from. I watched it with a friend, and then I watched it with my cousin and his girlfriend. That was awkward.
Dude.
I should have done it.
Speaking of reality TV shows or whatever, how about that guy who was like fired up about MILF Manor or whatever the other night at the show? So we were at a show and Aaron was on stage and you brought up MILF Manor.
Bro.
And I don't think that like the context that you brought it up, it was obvious that you were going to talk about it and say what it is. But this guy was like standing with his arms crossed and he was like, that show is messed up.
Talk about it, man.
And then you were like, yeah, it is messed up.
I was just trying to meet him in the middle, like,
and
yeah,
then
you can relax.
Started to like go into it, and then that's when he was like, tell him what it is. He's like, tell him what it is. Say what it is. Don't bring up MILF Manor if you're not gonna say what it is.
And now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure he was red.
Yeah, he was fucking.
I'm pretty sure he was jacked
and
and red,
dude.
That was. It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. But it's like, what do you do, dude?
I didn't know what to do because I really got him fired up.
Yeah, he was turned.
But if you've seen that show, you're either gonna be on that side or you're just gonna be chill with it. That show is incredibly weird and incredibly strange.
I think it sounds like fucked up.
It's weird.
The fact that they're all like it's their sons is what is bad.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're doing this thing where they're like, maybe we take the stuff that people like in porn.
It's
it on the TV,
and that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
It's messed up, and it's not okay.
It's really not
morally. Like whatever you're into, like great, but that is a fantasy.
Don't put it on my Netflix.
It's a fantasy, but when you see it in real life, I think everyone is like, no, this is not. This is not fine.
Yeah.
This is not fun. This is not okay. Ugh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Yucky.
Like imagine. Oh. Have you seen The Golden Bachelor? Not to talk about a reality show.
We Ginny and I have watched The Golden Bachelor. We cried.
I know.
It's
I cried.
sad.
It's
really such tough.
He's such a nice guy.
Ginny kept getting mad at me. I kept making a joke because he's like putting on his hearing aid, and I kept being like, "Wow, I didn't know that people with hearing aids could be handsome like that."
Like that affects their physical features, man.
Yeah. And then another lady like showed him hers, and I was like, "Oh my god, her too!"
It's a match, man. It's a match.
But it is a good show, dude. That's a little more wholesome.
You think you just turn it off when you get into an argument?
I mean, like, dude, come on, that's kind of nice.
Like, what'd you say?
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. The robot that hears for me it's not working. My hearing robot is fucked up.
That's a superhero with old age, I think.
Yeah, I think that's pretty tight, dude. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome.
People as they get older, though, they do weird shit, man.
They just stop caring.
There's this guy. I read this article about this guy who he faked a heart attack at more than 20 different restaurants to avoid paying a bill. This middle-aged dude.
He's middle-aged too.
He said a man faked a heart. This article: a man faked a heart attack at least 20 Spanish restaurants to avoid paying the bill in a brazen scheme. So originally from Lithuania, the man is now jailed, having not paid 2 fines following the outrageous stunts. So they're sending pictures around to this guy, but basically, what he does is he goes in and he just gets slammed. He just gets fucking hammered. He'll drink like 7 whiskeys, like super expensive whiskeys. They all said the same thing. And then he'll like slump over in his chair and like have like spit coming out of his mouth. And
what
the
the
people will
heck,
come over
dude?
and be like, sir, you got to pay for your meal. And then he'll just like not respond. And then they'll call the ambulance and they'll take him away. And then he won't pay.
That guy's a genius, man.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
It's also ballsy, dude.
You want to get some food after this?
Have you ever dined and dashed before?
Have you ever dined and faked a seizure?
No. I might, though. I could do it.
Oh my gosh, you got to be on hard times, but I feel like you do it once and then it becomes addictive.
20 times.
20 times.
See, you couldn't do this in America though, because if they take you away in an ambulance, like you have to pay for it.
So he's paying a bill one way or another.
Nah, he's doing this in Europe, dude. It's fine.
Free healthcare.
He's like not even. I don't even think that he lives in Spain.
This man literally.
He's just like on vacation and is going into restaurants.
He's like, oh, we can make this a cheap trip.
It's what he's. Yeah,
we can make this the cheapest trip you've ever had in your life.
It's how he relaxes, dude.
That is wild. Is this what his pastime is?
Gets fucking slammed on whiskey and then fucking drools all over himself so he doesn't have to pay for it. It honestly is like Like, what would they do if you went into a restaurant and it came time to pay the bill and you were just like, I don't understand.
I think people are just inherently good and they want
Yeah.
to believe the reality of what's happening in
Yeah.
front of them. And so when that happens, your immediate reaction is to make sure
Like,
they're
oh,
okay.
shit. Oh my God, this guy's having a heart
Because
attack.
imagine if it is real, and then you're like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
he didn't pay his bill, so we just got to get
Yeah.
that. You're a jerk. You can't ask for that money back.
Yeah, if he actually does that. Well, dude, that's what's going to happen to this guy. I mean, they're sending his picture around everywhere.
Yeah, but then the 21st time, Jake,
Yeah.
it's going to be real.
yeah.
And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a children's book called The Man Who Cried Fucked Up.
The Man Who Cried My Heart.
The Man Who Cried My Heart. No, this time it's real. Yeah, whatever, man. That'll be 52-50.
Yeah, dude. They're mad, though. The restaurants are upset because they're like, this guy didn't even get in any trouble. Like, he got a couple fines, but they still never made him pay the restaurants. They were just
messed
like,
up,
they were
man.
like, hey, you got to quit faking heart attacks. And then the restaurant people were like, what about paying us?
They're like, what about
And
that?
they're like, yeah, well, look, you don't come to the Spanish government and expect us to have this guy fucking pay your restaurant tab. It's like, look, we put him in jail.
So,
All right? In our eyes, that's justice.
it's crazy how they got money off of it. That's some cold
dude.
stuff, man. That's cold,
Yeah.
bro. We're still going to get ours.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
You're not going to get yours.
It's tough out there for guys who just want to run a Spanish restaurant, dude.
It's tough, man.
Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this girl who got she got in trouble at school? She got kicked off of. So she was the student body president. She got removed. She was taken out of contention for like this scholarship and stuff
Yeah.
because a video came out of her dancing
Mm-hmm.
at a function that was not school related at all.
And she got kicked out?
She got like reprimanded hardcore. She's like a model student. So this girl, she's from Louisiana.
What? How?
Her name is Kaylee Timonette.
Okay.
And she was at a private event, a private homecoming after party.
Yeah.
There was a DJ there. He's DJing, everybody's having fun. This girl like twerks a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was taking a video to post on his social media as like, look, I'm a DJ, like da 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 da.
Just promoting himself.
Yeah, and it just happened to be that this girl was in the video and the school saw it somehow. And the principal called her in and was like, you're not following God's ideals, which is crazy to say. And then he was like, you're not allowed to be student body president. You're not allowed to have any scholarships anymore. Like all this shit for this girl just like twerking.
Oh, that's
Isn't that fucked up?
That's not okay, man.
It's terrible.
That's not okay.
And so, dude, obviously, like this happened a little over like a week ago. All this shit goes down. Everybody heard about it. It like blew up. I read about it in The Guardian.
Yeah.
Which is in the fucking
That's
United Kingdom.
That's what I'm saying. Get some UK press on this. That is ridiculous. Universally, I think everyone would be like, what's going on here?
And
man?
so, dude, the teacher or the principal of the school, because it's a public school too, he ended up coming out and apologizing and like stepping down. He was like, he asked to go on leave. But isn't that fucking crazy? It's like, dude, what are you thinking, bro?
That's
what are you thinking?
Messed up.
This lady's just having fun at a party, buddy.
That's messed up.
How do you not?
The crazy thing is, he liked it.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing about like some of those guys, right? Like I feel like especially like some principals, anybody involved with like disciplining kids, can sometimes be like fucked up.
And that's the part where it becomes like really, really when you blend in religion to educational institutions,
especially at a public school,
it becomes this like weird like power dynamic.
Yes,
What's
dude.
happening? Like let me be an individual.
Yeah.
But also creates this like whole new lane of fear.
Yeah, dude.
That you're just trying to learn and more about yourself and more about your interests and then all of a sudden you have to kind
just
of
trying to have fun at an after party, dude. Just trying to twerk with your girls.
Yeah, dude.
Just trying to throw it back.
I kind of want to see the video. I'm like, I just want to see.
I think
not in like a
actually,
weird way.
I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it.
Wow,
The DJ took it down because
In
it was
good
like
faith,
it was like causing all this problem for like this
That makes
girl
sense.
that didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah,
and so
that
he was
makes
like,
sense.
"Oh, I fucking like
I bet he felt
ruined
I bet
this girl's life."
But he felt horrible also.
Yes,
But he was
dude.
just like capitalizing off of an
Yeah,
opportunity.
Dude, there's like
this is
nothing that he did wrong at all.
great. That poor girl.
How
man.
can dude? What blows my mind is like how this dude thought for a second that he was gonna be able to like punish this girl
Yeah.
for something that she didn't do at school.
It's disgusting, man. I would have, if I were like her lawyer or guardian, I would have just pulled up the video WAP. And just said, this could have been so much worse. What are we doing here? Check this out and let me know how you still feel about this video after you watch this one.
Dude, but I
Compare
have
and contrast.
I have a feeling that this guy is probably, because he's telling her that she's like going against God by dancing like that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that he would be like, that's why she's dancing like that. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, come on, man. Everyone twerks.
Relax. Have a
Dude.
little fun.
Dude, twerking is the new mashed potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember when everyone was doing the mashed potato? Twerking is the new mashed potato, man. And if you're not in with the times, you're going to fall off and have to resign from your job.
Dude, you're going to have to go on paid leave.
Yes.
You stupid fuck.
You stupid.
You fucking
Get in with the kids, man.
Of course it's in Louisiana though, dude.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know, it's like where else are they going to fucking have the footloose town come to life? Just a bunch of people down there be like, "Don't dance. Dancing's the devil."
That's crazy, man.
We ain't dancing around here.
That's crazy. Louisiana, man. Louisiana. What's
Yeah,
the capital of Louisiana again?
I think it might be, is it New Orleans?
Yeah, that might be New Orleans.
You know what, dude? I'm sitting in my computer right now.
I'm just curious. I don't know why I'm thinking about
What
that. I
is
think
the
it is New Orleans.
capital of Louisiana? It might be Shreveport. What is capitalism? No, that's not what I want to Google right
But
now.
we could go down
I
that
am
rabbit
going to
hole if
Google
you
that
want
later.
to.
It's Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
That's right.
Baton
that makes
Rouge.
a lot of sense,
There
dude.
we go. Baton Rouge.
Yeah, dude, the old swamp. Dude, this lady tried to bring home giraffe poop, and I just switched really suddenly because I accidentally saw a picture of the poop. I hadn't seen it before.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, it's just a box full of shit.
Oh, that's really organized poop.
Yeah, she was going to turn it into a necklace.
I mean, let her do it. Is that
Yeah.
illegal?
Yeah, it got seized from her at the Minneapolis airport. So it says
Was she coming internationally, or where was she coming from?
the droppings were seized by the border officials on September 29th after a woman returning from Kenya declared the animal feces, prompting an inspection by CBP agriculture specialists. So she told them that she had previously used moose poop to make jewelry at her home in Iowa. The giraffe poop was taken and destroyed by steam sterilization for a USDA protocol. Here's the thing. Why do we got to take this lady's box full of shit?
I think I think it's safe to say she's not mentally well.
No. But, I mean, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I don't think you could bring shit across borders. I actually do not see, like, necklace or not.
Come on.
I
Let her make a
respect
poop necklace.
You should have
dude.
made the necklace in Kenya.
Okay, so if the poop's in a necklace now, she can
Yeah,
bring
bring
it
it in.
back.
Bring it in as a necklace.
She goes back and then comes in, like, wearing it.
Yeah, I think there would be less questions asked if it's already a fine piece of jewelry.
You think that they would be like...
As long as you can't smell it, I don't think anyone would have asked questions.
I think
you decided to put it in a sketchy box and then decided to come across international borders with just a box of poop. You know how weird that is? That is serial killer behavior. That is not okay.
I think she should be allowed. Dude,
Is that illegal though? I want to know
just a
if that's
little
legal.
poop.
But
It's just a little poop.
But is it legal though? That's the question.
Is poop illegal? Is it illegal?
I just want to know because if it's illegal, fine. But
to
I don't.
bring poop across the border. Is that how you'd ask it?
You're gonna get flagged, by the way, after this podcast
Yeah,
is done.
they're-
They're like, dude, what are you looking up, bro?
Yeah.
you planning?
Okay. Prohibited and restricted items. Toy cars.
Okay.
Alcohol, alcoholic beverages, biologicals. You may need U.S. Department of Agriculture permit. Okay.
Shoulda got the
She
permit.
should have gotten the permit. Here, what are the permit requirements, dude? Because if they're extraneous, I feel like we're just violating this lady's civil liberties.
Bro, her Etsy is probably so lit. I got dog poop necklaces. I got freaking panda poop necklaces. Horse poop necklaces are best selling.
She's a big part of the exotic shit trade.
And no one's talking about that. And I'm happy this is actually bringing.
Yeah, nobody's talking about the black market for the shit of exotic animals, dude.
I wonder if there's wealth in giraffe shit.
I mean, clearly,
Have you seen a giraffe shit?
I would say that this lady is probably wealthy in other ways outside of
Well, I mean, she's going to Kenya and taking the time to collect.
She probably does have money, I guess. That's a good point. You don't get that close to a giraffe without a little bit of money. How do you think she did it? Do you think she picked it up off the ground, or do you think she just like stood under one with like a bag?
Oh, she definitely probably picked it up under the ground also. But are giraffes dangerous?
I think if you get behind them, they are.
They are. I mean, because
they kick you.
So it is like a kicking situation.
They hit with their necks too.
Wow.
They fight each other with their necks, dude. They like whip it.
I need to watch more Animal Planet. I really
do.
Dude.
There's some good shit. There's some good animals out there.
There's
some good ones.
Hey, do you collect animal poop, Jake?
No, not yet. Not yet. That's the second phase of my plan.
That's wild.
First phase, comedy.
Second phase,
animal shit.
They talk about the second life that you have in every lifetime, man.
Yeah, I'm going to polish it all up, and I'm going to turn it into jewelry, a necklace.
That's fucking weird.
Dude, what if you were out on a date with a lady, and you were like, okay, so what are your interests, or like, what are you interested in? And she was like, well, I make jewelry out of animal shit.
The way that my brain works, I wouldn't write her off. I would want to know more information.
Yeah.
And maybe just see how deep it is.
Yeah, is it sexual? Is it like...
Yeah, just want to know what's going on. And then, after further inspection, if it seems as if there is an issue at play, I might have to respectfully remove myself from this situation.
Would you wear jewelry made out of poop?
If I had already done my assessment and I understood why my partner does...
Make jewelry out of poop.
I would do it because I'll tell you what, Jake. The times are changing, man. And because the times are changing, and new information is becoming available to us every day.
Yeah.
So who's to say they don't know something that we don't know?
Yeah, dude. Maybe this lady is onto something.
I'm just saying you never know.
Yeah.
Some of the weirdest ideas have come from things that people have said that people thought were quote unquote crazy.
Yeah.
This woman could be the Steve Jobs of jewelry.
Yeah, dude. Just what we needed. Another Steve Jobs. Perfect.
She's just a dick to everybody that makes the poop jewelry.
Yeah.
Do it better. Do it better. This is shit.
It's like, I'm outsourcing this shit to China. Literally, this shit. It's going to China.
Most people try to get cobalt, man. Then she's getting freaking... She's freaking giraffe shit.
She's like, I need panda shit. It's the most hard to get shit because there's so few pandas left. She's just going with fucking bags over her hands to zoos, just fucking.
That is insane, man.
Dumps. She's like, yeah, dude. Why doesn't she call the zoo?
I doubt the zoo's just giving out shit.
I feel like the zoo has enough turds that they'd probably throw her a couple if she asked nicely.
If anyone from the zoo got that request, I feel like they would call for a wellness check.
No way, dude. I read a story. I read a story on this podcast about a guy who was selling human bones over Facebook Marketplace.
That's
so I feel like you could get poop.
But where is he getting human bones from?
He was just like at his job. He's just, he just worked.
But he's inside.
Yeah, but I'm saying
inside.
the zoo. She's just got to find somebody at the zoo who wants to make a little extra money on the side and then pay for the poop. Way less harmful. All she's doing is just taking the poop, She's
doing a sketchy deal outside of a Panda Express.
Yeah, dude, he's like giving her a tied up bag, just like clearly full of turds.
You get the cash. Hurry up.
But I don't understand why she doesn't. She doesn't have to go all the way to Kenya.
No.
There's got to be, dude.
That's authentic.
Yeah. She's like, the poop's not the same when they've been locked up in a cage.
It's not the
That's all I'll
same.
say.
You get depressive poop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that free range shit. You know what I'm talking about?
She's like, no, animals in the zoo have diarrhea. They're all stressed out.
They're not getting fed the
You
proper
can't make.
nutrients.
Let me tell you, Jake. You cannot make jewelry out of diarrhea. It's impossible. I've tried.
You gotta add clay at that
She's
point.
like, yeah, you gotta mix it in.
You gotta mix it in.
Some cornstarch or something.
You
dude.
gotta make it solid.
Fucking dude, one of these turds looks like a conch shell though.
Yeah, it does.
That thing is fucking.
I don't want to know what they
nasty,
ate,
bro.
man.
Yeah. Dude.
Are giraffes carnivores?
No, they're herbivores.
They're
That's why they got the long necks. They eat the plants off the trees, dude. Look at that thing. Look at it. Look at that thing. Just
Dude, they're
imagine.
honestly beautiful.
They really are. Dude, have you ever seen like whenever people had seen giraffes for the first time from a place where they had never seen a giraffe?
Did they shit their pants?
And they're trying to like draw it, or like, the bestiums or whatever, or like old, like really old, like Renaissance era, like of people painting like lions or something.
Yeah,
Like, I don't fucking
their first time doing that.
Yeah, and it's a fucking crazy ass shit.
Can
that
you
is like,
I think that's
it's like not a lion. You're like, that's not right.
No, they couldn't draw because they were so excited. But
Yeah.
that's an interesting point, though. Like the first person to see one of these animals,
like, oh shit,
dude, I would freak out.
I would be like, oh,
We're
fuck.
too oversaturated with these images.
Yeah.
But like, there is a generation where it is so messed up. But people that go out of their way to kill elephants, to kill lions, because they see so much value in it, because of probably how rare that was. I would never go out of my way to do that at all.
Yeah.
And that's why that generation needs to go.
Yeah. Dude, it is
Your
always
time
crazy
is
to me
over.
when I like hear a story where they're like, yeah, some guy just paid a bunch of money to kill the last rhino.
It's
or
like,
something.
why did you do that?
Yeah.
Because he grew up in a time where that probably wasn't accessible, where you
Yeah.
could just go see a rhino.
Yeah.
He's probably living out some childhood fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's now this man's in his 70s.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm going to hunt rhinos.
Yeah, dude. And that's why I've always said that it's only okay to hit your kids when they express the desire to hurt animals. Once they say they want to kill a rhino or something, you gotta beat the shit out.
You
of
gotta
that
beat.
kid.
You gotta beat that out. of
You gotta
him,
beat
man.
it out of them.
You gotta beat it out of him, man.
I'm
right there for it.
We don't need more big game hunters.
Because look at these.
It's beautiful,
dude. Look at these circles.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
It's
those are
amazing.
circles. It's just like a beautiful coat. I don't understand
Yeah,
why we have to.
dude.
Hurting this, it's so beautiful. Like,
Yeah. And all this lady wanted to do was take its shit and make it out of jewelry, make it into jewelry. Huh?
that's still fucking weird, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It is. Well, you were the one saying you would totally date her or whatever.
That's not
dude.
what I said,
You
man.
literally were just.
I just
you
want to
were
know.
like-
I just want to know the reasoning behind it. It could be pheromones.
Pheromones. She's like, yeah, I'm going through menopause.
No.
And so I just had to. I just.
No.
Once I started getting hot flashes, I just had this desire to make jewelry out
Oh
of poop.
my gosh.
And
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not how that works. That's not the reasoning behind it.
dude.
But I think we're on to something.
no, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Take it from me. I know quite a bit about women, and this is exactly the kind of irrational thing you can expect.
Giraffe poop.
Dude, yeah, no.
Weird world, man.
If my girlfriend brings home giraffe poop, no way.
Oh,
Not happening.
I
Get it out of my house.
I have a poop story, but we'll wait
What
for
is
that
it,
for another
dude?
time. No, man.
Oh, what happened?
tell
You
it.
can't bring up that you have a poop story. And then,
I know. I don't know. I was talking out
dang,
loud.
dude. Now if you don't tell it, I have to go through and edit this part out.
I have dated someone that had an obsession with poop.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that's the reason why.
You're open-minded to it.
Because I understand.
Yeah.
You're the way you can't see. Well, because you can't see.
Yeah.
So the reasoning, it's all about the reasoning behind
Yeah,
why
dude.
someone is doing something. Because what could seem strange
Yeah.
to anyone else on the outside could be
Totally normal. to
totally
her.
normal. Like I'm not gonna give away too many details,
Yeah.
but
I got a poop story too. So.
well,
And mine's animal related.
okay. This is human related.
Yeah.
The person that I was seeing at the time was
Mhm.
in a Facebook group in which
Yeah.
everyone was just sharing pictures of their poop.
Oh man. That's wild.
Yeah.
I used to do something similar where I would take a picture of a dump that I took and I would send it to one of my friends and I'd be like, hey, dude, I just saw this video of your comedy. I'd be like, dude, I just saw this video of your stand-up online. I can't believe it. It's going viral. And then it'd just be a picture of my dumps.
You know what that makes me think of?
Yeah.
I used to do forensics.
Oh, okay.
Well, high
Like
school
debate kind of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So I used to do
yeah.
forensics here in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Which high school did you go to again?
I went to Blue Valley Northwest.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
it might have been one of the Blue Valley schools, but I think it was
Yeah.
a Shawnee Mission school that we were going against. Because we did Blue Valley, the Olathe schools, and the Shawnee Mission schools.
We were in the same like conference or something.
Exactly.
With
So
your
they'd be
school,
like,
yeah.
each school would host a different
Yeah,
tournament,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
everyone would be there for
Oh,
the
yeah.
tournament. And so we were at one school, and they had a slideshow at the time where you basically, because like everyone was so excited about
Yeah.
Twitter and so excited about all these
Yeah.
things, and they were not filtering out.
They didn't understand.
They didn't understand.
They didn't
So
understand
all
yet.
you had to do, they had this like app or whatever that allowed you to basically use a hashtag on Twitter. You shared a photo, and then
would
it
come
popped up on this huge projector.
Oh.
And someone took a gigantic dump and then took a picture of it, and it just popped up in front of the auditorium. We were all waiting. So hundreds of kids just saw this poop, and it was a whole situation. They had to turn off the projector.
That's a funny prank, though. It's harmless. Come on, everybody does
It
it.
was really funny though.
Yeah.
But it was a whole thing. But it ended the
It ended the slideshow.
slideshow.
Nobody could do it anymore.
And that was when I decided I wanted to do comedy.
Yeah,
because
dude.
it was me. No, I'm kidding. Around. I was like, everyone loved this.
I want to be just like that guy.
No, but yeah, that was insane.
So my animal poop story.
Okay.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
The zoo there. Have you ever been?
I haven't been to
They have an okay zoo.
when I was a child. It's been a while, so no.
So
I
they
haven't.
have a penguin exhibit there.
Okay.
And the way it's set up is you go into this like room, you know, because they got to keep it cold.
Yeah.
And so you go into this room, and the penguins are like right there. Like they have like glass keeping the water in, and then they have
Okay.
like a rock formation around that.
Okay.
But like you could like reach over and touch a penguin like
Oh.
really easily. They're right there. They're climbing on the rocks like right above you and shit.
Oh wow.
And I was there with my ex-girlfriend at the time. This is
Mhm.
several years ago. And we're walking through, and there's a penguin that's like up on the top, and it's got its back towards us, and it shits off of the side, and it goes on to my girlfriend at the time, my ex-girlfriend, all over her, dude. It went all over her like body and like into her purse and stuff. And I mean, like, dude, penguin shit is like no joke. It is fucking like diarrhea.
Fish.
Yeah, dude.
It's a pure.
Yeah, there shouldn't. It's all omega-3 oils, dude.
Oh my
Just
god.
all over her shirt and like into her purse and stuff.
I would
and
be pissed off if they just gave her a souvenir T-shirt to put on in replacement.
They actually didn't.
What?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they did not.
They didn't do anything?
They were just like, oh.
That's not okay.
They were just kind of like, if I remember correctly, they gave her like a plastic bag to put the shit in her purse, like, and like helped her like clean it up a little bit. But I definitely don't believe that they gave her a shirt.
If
But
you
they
would have known
just-
that woman at the time, you could have
Yeah.
given this shit to
I'd
her.
be like, hey, you want to? I've got some jewelry for you, lady.
We can turn this trauma into profit.
Yeah,
That's
anyways,
messed up,
dude.
Jake.
Yeah, things took a turn for the
Have you ever
worse.
talked about that
after
on
this.
stage?
Yeah, I have actually.
That's insane
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, it's wild. I couldn't believe that it happened at the time.
No.
It was, honestly, like hindsight, pretty funny now. At the time, we were like, I was like, oh, fuck, like, this is awful. Like, this is one of the worst things that I couldn't even, like, if you were like, what's one of the worst things that could happen to you at the zoo? A penguin shitting on me, or like somebody that I cared about at the
Yeah.
time, like, that would be not on there. But
You're one of those rare people that know what penguin poop looks like.
yeah,
And smells like.
fucking water,
Feels
dude.
like. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
disgusting, man.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's wild, dude.
Yep, that's my human poop story, or my animal poop story.
Penguin poop, dude.
Dude, so we got time for one more little
Let's do
thing.
it.
This
Talk
is
about poop for
yeah.
about 90% of this podcast.
Dude, so you're familiar with Donald Trump, right?
No, I have no idea who that is. Never heard of him before in my life.
So, dude, he recently said that at this rally in Iowa, he brought up Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
So I think he's trying to talk about Anthony Hopkins.
All right, what's going on?
And he here, we'll just we'll watch the video really quick.
Dude, I feel like he's just living in his head through just like
Dude, yeah.
the top moments.
Yeah.
And then just telling us like how dope his life has been and what has happened. Don't share that.
Dude, also, Anthony Hopkins never said that. That's the funniest part. It's like the guy's on record saying, he's like, and he's talking about in a 2000. This is all the way back in 2000 in an interview with The Guardian, which is maybe what he's referring to. Like, it's not even clear what he's talking about, which is what's so funny about it is like, first of all, Hannibal Lecter is the murderer in the movie.
Exactly. Not his real name.
Yeah, not his real name. But then this guy literally told The Guardian in 2000 that he doesn't care for Donald Trump because Donald Trump was maybe looking to run back then. And then he said that he doesn't vote because he doesn't trust anyone, which, whatever. You know, I have my own disagreements with that, but he clearly has even said
he went out of his way to say, I do not like
Donald Trump. I don't like
also.
that guy.
I don't understand. He's gone crazy, man.
Dude, that's the thing, right? Is like everybody does the thing, right, where they're like, Joe Biden is mentally unfit. And it's like, I don't know if that's a pissing match that we really like.
No, they're both.
That, like, if you're for Donald Trump, you would really want to get into, dude. He's not like
he's not okay.
Well.
He's not okay. And you can also just tell from the freaking at this point hundreds of testimonies that we've received on his freaking presidency.
Yes.
And everything that's also has come since.
There's just like mountains and mountains of evidence
that shows that he is not well.
Yeah.
And he is not running his business as well either.
Or is just like a terrible guy interpersonally to people as well. Like
he's
there's not really like there's not a facet of life where I think you could point to Donald Trump and be like, look at how good he is. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows at this point. And I don't know how the amount of negativity that he receives.
Yes.
I don't know how anyone of his age would be able to operate receiving all of that.
Yes, dude.
And that to me is the scary part. Let's say that, he had the majority, it was positive. I can see the man keep going.
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
I feel good about myself and all of that, but everyone is just constantly being like, you suck. You're not good. Stop it. And for all of the right reasons, clearly, and he just keeps on trucking.
And it's also, like, in some cases, people who have known him for decades.
Yeah.
It's like people who were, like, his friends before.
Yes.
Are like, dude, shut the fuck
just
up.
Just keep your mouth freaking.
He, the reason why, like, so he was at a campaign rally in Iowa. They're on the campaign. But, the Speaker of the House was removed like a couple weeks ago. They voted him out.
Yeah.
And so now they've been floating around this idea that they want to make Donald Trump Speaker of the House. Because the Speaker of the House doesn't have to be a member of Congress. It can be anybody.
Wow. So
they can nominate anybody. And you saw probably when Kevin McCarthy got voted in, maybe some clips.
Yeah.
And recently, some people being like, I vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I vote for him for Speaker. And so apparently he had this plan where he was going to show up to Washington and have somebody nominate him. And it was going to be like literally like reality TV drama where he shows up and they nominate him. And he called a few like congressmen to get him like on his side. And one of them fucked up and accidentally like tweeted about it. And so it ruined his whole plan. And so now there's like all these quotes going around of like people being like, this guy, his name is Troy Nels. He's a Republican from Texas. And all these advisors are like sending in these quotes being like, this guy fucked us. They're being like, this one guy says, Nels has all the patience of a dog waiting to be let out of a car. He's like, they're so pissed because they didn't. They're saying they're like, Trump is pretty annoyed at this guy because he ruined his plan to like do this whole thing, you know?
They messed it up.
Yeah, and he gets upset, dude.
That is one of the funniest
He's
things.
like a petulant person.
And that guy was just trying to get clout.
Yeah.
That guy was just trying to get clout. Like,
Yeah.
look at this thing I'm doing that's so
Yeah.
patriotic.
Yeah.
And fucked up the entire thing.
Yeah.
My mother and cousin have been talking about this a lot. And I am...
The Speaker of the House.
The Speaker of the House situation.
It's kind of really like an interesting sort of like dynamic that's happening in Congress because the Democrats had to vote out the Speaker of the House.
Yep.
And so what will happen now is somebody who, for all intents and purposes from a Democratic perspective, is like less aligned with them will likely be who gets voted in. But the thing is that they have such a slim majority already that it's not necessarily super detrimental for them, no matter who for Democrats rather, no matter who the speaker is.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like this political like gamesmanship that goes into it of like voting out this guy and shit, but there's like a lot of risks involved.
Even though they have the majority, I just don't see a world in which Donald Trump still gets the majority
to Speaker of the House.
I just don't see a world where that's happening.
They really like it's something that they've thrown around before, but there's only like 8 guys.
Yeah.
There's only like 8 guys out of like 200 and something.
It's kind of like reminds me in high school, like, you know, when if you were class president and you just messed up, so the next year you decided to run for treasurer. You're like, guys, I can do this one pretty well.
Class president is a little too much responsibility.
But, you know, I can be homeroom representative.
Dude, I do love in this article, though, they made sure to also point out that nobody else who has played Hannibal Lecter in any other series supports Donald Trump. Actors who have portrayed Hannibal Lecter, including Mads Mikkelsen, Brian Cox, the latter of whom called Trump such a fucking asshole and so full of shit. So it's like, dude, where is he
getting that from? But if he becomes Speaker of the House, which I think is highly unlikely, this is what we're getting.
Yeah, dude.
This man just heard Speaker of the House. And it's like, oh, so I just get to speak.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, Mr. President, we have to talk about the budget for the next fiscal year. He's like, well, let me talk about the time I met Magic Johnson.
Yeah, how about we talk a little bit about that actor, Hannibal Lecter?
It's like, this is not... Sir, we have an agenda we need to follow. Well, let me tell you about the time I gave Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a hug. Well, we don't have time to talk about this. Like, well, you said I was Speaker.
That's so funny, dude. I have a hard time believing that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would hug Donald Trump at any time.
I don't think he actually would have at all. But see, I'm saying that's the comparison, though.
Yeah, just some shit. It would
doesn't
make
make
sense for him to say it because it never happened.
It never happened. He's like, Kareem
Just
would be
say
like,
shit
that.
that
I'll tell you right now, the books that I was reading during that time period.
You see, when I landed on the moon.
Like, what are you talking about, Donnie?
Donnie T.
Donnie freaking T, man.
Well, dude, we did it.
This was really fun.
Did a whole podcast. Thanks for coming on, man.
Dude, thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, dude, I just, I was thinking, like, who needs the Jaking Off bump next?
I'm happy I got jaked off, dude. This was...
You got jaked off.
This was really...
Come here.
This was great. This was great.
Yeah, dude.
I'm happy we did it. Thank you for having me on, man. You've been a really good friend to me.
You're a good friend to me
for the past few years,
wow.
and I just am happy this happened.
Where can people follow you,
dude? You can follow me I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just look up my name,
Aaron Branch.
I'm on TikTok.
Aaron Branch there. Look it up.
I'm on Black Planet.
What is Black Planet?
It's a dating site.
Oh.
Just kidding around. I'm on what else am I on? I think that's my main sites.
Yeah,
I used to be on Twitter. I don't really use it as much.
I'm not on Twitter anymore either, dude.
Can I just say one thing really fast?
Go off.
I went to a Valorant tournament recently.
Valorant is a video game.
It is.
Yeah.
I went to a Valorant tournament. It was the finals, and Elon Musk was there.
Weird.
And it was all Gen Z kids there,
yeah.
and then me and my creepy roommate. That
yeah.
And Elon Musk showed up on the Jumbotron, and then all of the kids started chanting, "Bring back Twitter."
Wow.
So if you want to look inside what the gamer Gen Z kids are thinking
Bring
about.
Bring back Twitter.
And I haven't been on Twitter since.
What do they mean by that? Like they're
It's
saying
X
like
now.
they're saying that they want him to do what he was saying he was gonna do.
No, they're saying just bring it back. Stop doing all
stop
this
calling it
stupid
X.
stuff.
Okay,
Bring
yeah.
it back,
No, I
man.
agree, dude. Yeah, I'm on those kids' side.
Dumb. So I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, because of the Valorant tournament.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta be cool, dude.
Yeah, I gotta get in with the kids.
I gotta get
Well,
in.
me neither. I'm not on Twitter, but you can follow this podcast at jaken.off.podcast and send anything at all to my email at jaken.off.podcast@gmail.com. I'll look at it. If you send it, I'll look.
Send us animal feces pics.
Send me some poop. Send me some poop. Send me some poop jewelry. I'm gonna get rich.
It's the next sponsorship, man.
Yeah. This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca. She makes jewelry out of shit. Use code JAKEOFF for 20% off your next order of jewelry, necklace, ankle bracelets, toe rings,
Body piercing.
yeah, body piercing,
Nipple ring.
yeah, nipple ring, yeah, Prince Harry's, is that what they're called? Prince Albert's. That's where you get your dick pierced.
The giraffe poop would make a good butt plug.
Yeah, it's going back where it came from, dude. Yeah.
It has
Put
like
it back
the
where it
texture.
belongs. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I love you so much.
Woo.
Goodbye.